Man, this ball's got me feeling like Uncle Rico.
Yeah. How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, baby, we're going to do a little Tar Heel football portal update. And then I want to share with you some ideas that I have about the way that Coach Belichick is recruiting for this 2025 roster, man. I think it may surprise some people. But first, yours truly appeared on the Rec Talk YouTube channel with a couple of other YouTubers last night, man. Had, of course, Rec Talk, who is a Georgia Tech guy, Uncle Lou, who's a Georgia Bulldog. We had Law Tide 1X, who's an Alabama guy, and Mr. Mike, who does some Minnesota Golden Gophers stuff, man. And I'll put the link down in the description section. Had a great time talking about miscellaneous topics. I don't know, man. More Jordan Hudson effects on Bill Belichick, allegedly. UNC's over-under win total possibilities. And who's the 2025 version of Indiana in the Big Ten in 2025. Just a whole bunch of different topics, man. All kinds of interesting things that we talked about. So if you get a chance, man, go over there and check that out. Show my guys some love. Subscribe to all those guys' channels, man, and enjoy some off-season football talk, man. Big shout out once again to Rec Talk and the guys for letting me be a part of this show. Now, obviously, we have got to shout out the Hooligans, and I got to thank them, obviously, for all that they continue to do. And how about my man, Stinking Hutch, sending me this Nike Vapor Elite football, dude, with the most beautiful stinking logo that you could possibly have on the stinking football, bro. So I cannot thank you enough, Hutch, dude. This thing is super stinking clean, dude. And it is going to be a great piece for the stinking War Room, man. Love you, brother. And thanks once again to all the Hooligans for their continued financial support of this channel, man. Even in the off season, it means the stinking world to me, dude. So if you feel so inclined and you would like to be a part of this brotherhood, man, behind the scenes, you know, and get access to the Discord and everything, man, consider joining today by finding that join button down at the bottom of the video, man. And huge shout out to our newest member, Mr. Stinking CPA, who became a member during our last live stream right as I was shutting everything down. So I appreciate you, sir. Looking forward to getting to meet you, man. You need to send me your email at thetarheelhuddle@gmail.com, man, so I can send you a link to the Discord and you can get access to that as soon as possible, man. We have a great time. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious, dude. 3 minutes in, and let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. So we'll start by talking about UNC getting another offensive lineman commit from Jack State, Mr. Will Osteen, who is the 73rd ranked offensive tackle in the spring transfer portal class, man. And he's also rated as a 3-star transfer prospect, 6'4", 290 pounds, man, and he's played almost 2,500 snaps in college, starting 37 games with 1 year of eligibility remaining. Now, Will started all 11 games last year at Jack State, and he was named to the honorable mention All-Conference USA team, and he was a part of an offensive line that had the second best rushing yards per game in the entire stinking country, dude. It was like 275 per game or something crazy like that, dude. So this is going to be huge. Carolina's going to try to establish the run early and often. So when you got a guy that's kind of gotten, he's established himself as at least a good run blocker, it could bode well for us in the long run, man. And he only allowed 2 sacks last year by playing the majority of his time at left tackle, which is obviously something that we are looking at. And notice how many ands I'm talking about here. The dude was assessed 0 penalties for the stinking year. So that, my friends, is pretty daggum impressive, man. And we all know that finding the guy on the left side to protect Gio Lopez and or Bryce Baker is key, especially if Bryce is the starting quarterback, because obviously that's his blind side. Gio's a lefty, so, you know, it's still important, just not as important. But we need to find a good left offensive tackle nonetheless, dude. So hopefully he can come in, Mr. Will, and be big for Carolina. And just to add some more hot sauce on this thing, shortly after that, Carolina got a commitment from former 4-star prospect Ja'Kai Moore from South Carolina. Now, Ja'Kai 6'6", 315 pounds, and he made 28 starts for the little Carolina, the one that's on the stinking bottom, dude, in 6. Yes, that's right, 6 previous seasons. So this will be his 7th season of college football. And you got some really experienced guys right there that you've gotten out of the transfer portal. And one of the things that stood out about Ja'Kai is his versatility. The dude's made 28 starts, and he's started at every offensive line position except for center. So that's good for the Carolina offensive line coach, Will Friend. He's going to be able to shuffle him around, man. And we're going to try to get the right offensive lineman ingredients together for the best possible product come September 1st, man. And then another 3-star California DB, bro. Another kid from California. And this time, it's Mr. Christian Dunbar Hawkins, who's coming over from UCLA, dude. And he and UNC cornerbacks coach Armand Hawkins are brothers. So obviously that's going to play a pivotal reason on why he's coming across the country to Carolina. But the kid still got 4 years of eligibility remaining. Now, he redshirted last year after seeing 0 game action for the Bruins, but he was a high 3-star guy and the 76th ranked safety in the country coming out of high school. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he's plugged into that secondary. Does he go out there to corner? Does he provide some depth there? Or do we keep him at one of those safety positions? So welcome to North Carolina. All 3 of these guys, man, I'm looking forward to see them progress and hopefully be key contributors to this North Carolina team, man. And that makes 13 incoming spring portal transfer commits, which is good for the 9th best ranked transfer portal class in the entire nation. Top 10, bro, in the spring portal. So Bill is slowly but surely, and sometimes even quietly, adding some of these pieces together, man. And that leads us into what I wanted to hypothesize really quickly, and that is that there's been a little restlessness, if you will, within Tar Heel Nation. It seems like, man, some dissatisfaction with the lack of big-time names, you know. I think a lot of us thought that once Bill took over, all of a sudden, you know, every 4- and 5-star in the entire country was going to want to come to North Carolina, especially when we were talking about how much money would be available to us. That was kind of the natural thinking, right? UNC's had 64 kids coming in either from high school or the transfer portal, and we've lost some of the guys that we thought were going to be shoo-ins as huge contributors to the portal themselves. You know, think about Amari Campbell. You think about guys like Bo Atkinson. So what is the methodology for Bill Belichick, man? Are we just missing out on a lot of good guys? Is there something to, you know, well, Bill doesn't relate to the kids. I don't know how these kids are going to relate to Bill. Or is there something maybe more intelligent happening behind the scenes, dude? After all, none of these guys that have come in are 5-stars, right? And it's not like we're bringing in a ton of high 4-star guys. And so here's the interesting thing, all right? And I got to give a shout out to my man Dennis, who I'm in contact fairly frequently, man. Huddle hooligan extraordinaire, if you will, for posting or positing this concept in my mind that I originally also kind of just let go over my daggum head, man. And that's that Mac didn't have any issues signing some of these 5-star kids, right? And that's one of the things that we really liked about Mac, is his ability to recruit, especially in those early stages. the 5-star guys, the high 4-star guys, and some of them were successful. Sam Howell, Drake May, Omarion Hampton, right? All NFL draft picks. But then we've had some of the highest rated guys give us almost absolutely nothing. You know, the 5-star defensive tackle Travis Shaw comes to mind. 5-star offensive lineman Zach Rice comes to mind. Both of those guys have left. Zach Rice is at Syracuse. Travis Shaw got a bag down in Texas. And so here's what I want to posit. What if? And I don't really have any way to prove any of this per se, but I'm just throwing this concept out there, okay? Like I said, from conversations with my boys, what if Bill Belichick is missing on some of these kids because they want more money up front? What if, just think about this, what if with all the money we were told was going to be poured into this football program, there is an NFL contractual mindset being put in place that monetarily rewards players for performance? I'm talking about incentive-based deals with these kids, man. And I want you to think about this, right? You're at Ohio State, and you just hand over, I don't know, hypothetically $4 million to Bo Atkinson, right? To come and play for you. And maybe he goes over there and shines, man. You just hand him the $4 million up front, bro, and you say, hey, we think you're going to be really good. We need you to come out here and put out. He may put out, he may not put out. All right, maybe you have a Florida State situation where they pay DJU $1 million to start 3 or 4 games, and then he rides the stinking pine, and then all the FSU fans are ticked off and they're wanting their money back because he did not live up to the money that they were paying him. But what if you build it into these kids' contracts, that performance-based incentive? Maybe the 4 and 5-star guys right now, they don't like that, okay? Maybe they want their money up front unless they are just completely secure in their own selves. They want to bet on themselves. But the 3-star kid getting overlooked by everyone, okay? The 3-star kid that isn't going to just get handed millions off the rip, that 3-star kid that you tell him, hey, the money is on the table, bro, okay? You just have to go out there and stink and get it. Well, you may have just created an absolute stinking monster, dude. A guy that will treat this thing like a job, and he will leave it all on the field on any given Saturday. I don't know, man, okay? And like I said, I don't really have any inside information pertaining to the actual ways that these deals are being structured, okay? And I've also wondered why we aren't spending more of this money that we supposedly have, right? The money that we were supposedly saying, or that we were hearing that was going to be available to us when Bill Belichick took this job. But maybe, just maybe, we actually are. It's just tied up in incentives. Okay, so you let me know what you think about the 3 newest Tar Heels coming in, man. And don't let the stinking media get you all bent out of shape over this Jordan Hudson garbage, dude. Meet me down in the comment section with my Bill Belichick recruiting theory, dude. Bill is known for finding the Tom Bradys and the Julian Edelmans, man. That's all I'm saying, okay? So maybe just kind of rethink the way that we've been doing things, and let's give the man a chance to find those diamonds in the rough. So it's a great day to be a Tar Heel, baby. And we'll catch you on the next one, Tar Heel Nation. Go Heels.